listen, we're
Okay,
good.
go.
I am Berta, and I have the flu, so I am not getting my germs on my therapist and husband. Okay.
So, hey, Berta, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
You're okay. Al, how was your week?
It's okay.
So good. Good, good. So, how did your week go together?
It's all right. It's good.
So, tell me, what's your best hopes for what happens today in session?
Well, this is what I'd like to have happen in session is I'd like for Berta to come home. We've been going back and forth, and she's staying in the apartment. But I really want her to come home. That so we could make some kind of arrangement whereby she decides to come home. And no, she doesn't want. I figured out she wants her independence, but I'd like for her to come home.
So, Berta, what's your best hopes out of today's session?
To get back to a place where my husband and I are both comfortable in the house together. I do want my sense of independence. That is something I want, and I can tell that you know I want that, but I feel like you want that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you both agree that you want to live in the same house while remaining having individuality. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had our individuality. If we come together, on the other hand, that would mean that we would have more for each other. Because right now I'm paying for the apartment and for the mortgage. So we could come together with better, okay, in that sense. But I don't want to step on her autonomy or sense of individualism.
Okay. Well, how about this? I'm gonna ask you a question. How was your relationship in the beginning? How did y'all meet?
Well, we really met in high school. She didn't like me then too much, okay, but we were friends. And, I had to go to California for a while, and that's where I had a whole different relationship, and we were separated for a long time. But in high school, I had this like for her. I mean, she was nice, fine.
I was fine.
It was fun.
I was real fine.
You were.
Real fun.
I was real fine in high school. I was. What else? I'm on medication, so what else is going on?
So how exactly did you meet? High school?
High school. I was through some friends.
Did you stay together through high school?
Oh no.
No.
No. So how did you join back up?
Well, when I came back to, I was really in Tennessee for a while, okay, and she had some folk in Tennessee also, and so when I came back home to Tennessee, I ran into her, okay, and she had been married, and not been married, she'd been in a relationship and had a child at that particular point, so. And I found out she wasn't married, so I went to see if she'd be willing to go out with me. And so we went out a few times. So all the time, my heart was for her, though.
Okay.
We stayed together for so long because of the way that he treated me and my child, even though we stopped. You know, obviously we were dating when we were younger. It was serious, but, you know, we're still children, we're still teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
So, after we had gone through life, I guess, a little bit, and now I have my child, it was just different this time.
Okay.
The love was different. The care was different.
So you stayed with him for the love and the care?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then, you
So
know,
tell
as
me
things
about it.
progressed, it started to diminish.
Well, tell me about the love and care when it was good.
Very, very thoughtful. Like he says that he's, you know, I don't want to bring back the sandwich, but he says that he's always been this way. But you used to be, or you when we first started, you were so thoughtful. I mean, anytime you went to go get something, you got me something too. Um, like I said, you cared for my child like it was yours. Just the love and compassion. It just maybe because it was, I don't know, younger, more fresh. I don't know, but it was definitely, it seemed stronger, more exciting then.
So your love and compassion for each other drew each other close, right?
So when did you know it was time to propose to her?
Well,
What was that moment?
I would have proposed long before I did,
Mm-hmm.
but she really wasn't. She was a little distanced me just a little bit. Okay, but she kept going out with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so finally I wore it down. Okay, she said okay, and well, I think I already felt she loved me, and it wasn't a question. But she was willing to marry me at that particular point. So on it was Valentine's Day, okay? And when we had a nice dinner, and we were sitting there, I just asked her if she would marry me, and she said yes.
I was with it.
So you proposed over Valentine's Day dinner?
Yes.
Like that love, that thoughtfulness.
Mm-hmm.
I still have.
That's, I know. I'm just saying.
So that's what we want to get back, is
Yeah.
the love and the thoughtfulness. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the absolute best, 1 being where do you think you are with the love and compassion toward each other right now at this point? 10 being the best it's ever could be imagined, and 1 is
I would say 5.
5. What about you, Berta?
I think I got the same answer.
You think 5?
Yeah.
So what would it take to go up to 5.5 or 6?
Uh,
What do you think?
coming home would certainly
Okay,
move
sure.
it up.
That would definitely
So-
enhance our closeness.
That would bring in a little closer together. She would come home and move back into the house.
Okay.
Live under one household again.
So, if you two would move back together, you live under one household, that would help with the closeness, the love and compassion, right?
Well, I would hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Berta, what do you think? What do you think it would take?
I do think that would be the start. I do think that would be the start. It's something. I think it's something that does need to happen for us to at least get to 6.
So, right now you tell me it's a 5, and y'all told me what that kind of looked like, right? Just so yeah. Yeah, you did. Good time. Okay. Yeah. So, what would a 10 look like? And your best hopes for the most love and compassion, what would a 10 look like? What would it look like to you?
Want to start with Bert?
Bertie, you want to answer first? What would a 10 look like for the absolute best love and compassionate relationship with Al?
It would be just a whole feeling home, like a complete feeling home. Like we already said, it would definitely start with me being back in the house. On his end, it would attend to me, would just be like, not you being at my beck and call. I don't need you to be at my beck and call, but just the thoughtfulness on another level, just on a level of we've messed up and we've got to get back to where we used to be. I just want the thoughtfulness to be that deep. Really think about, your actions and how we can just increase our love. And I don't know, I just see love all in the house. That's just a 10, just love. It's a love-filled house, thoughtful, compassion, no arguing or less arguing.
How do I see a 10? I see a 10 with you moving back in the house, and that we have come together with not no argument, but some argument, but knowing how to resolve it, and that we can argue without breaking down the whole relationship. Then what I would want is for you to have the job you've been looking for, because see, I'm afraid of that if you don't have the job, that eventually that'll tear down the relationship a little bit because you still won't be happy. So the happiest place would be us loving one another, with you having a job that's going to be fulfilling to you, so that yourself is the best of who you are, who I know you can be.
Right.
And I think that for me would.
You see, I forget about myself. I forget about myself. That's the husband that I miss. He thinks about me first. You want me to get myself together, and I hadn't been feeling that. I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way.
So that's what I would.
I'm impressed. That's very nice.
Okay, so we're gonna ask a strange question, but if you can just go, if you can kind of go with us on this. So suppose you went to sleep, and somewhere in the middle of the night, a miracle occurred, but you weren't aware of it because you were fast asleep. And this miracle occurred, and Berta moved back in. She still had her autonomy. You were very thoughtful. The relationship was thoughtful. He thought about you, and you had the intimacy and the closeness back again. When you woke up, how would you know that miracle occurred, and who would notice?
What first came to my mind is I would wake up and I'd smell the coffee, okay, and I'd smell the bacon, and I'd say, oh, the whole house would not, because right now when I get up I don't smell anything, okay, because and then I don't, I just go on and get myself together and go to work, but then I would also roll over every day, and there she would be, okay. Like now I roll over and there's the other pillow. So those are first signs.
So it sounds like she would bring more life back into your house. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, back to me.
Back
Right.
to you? Yes. Okay.
Berta? What would be different? How would you know?
Well, first, I would do all of those things willingly. I think I would. I think if the love changed, it would get me to a level of let me get my behind up and cook my man some bacon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this man does so much for me. He's so thoughtful. I'm gonna cook him some bacon because that's what he wants. And when he rolls over, he's not gonna see me because I'm gonna be cooking the bacon. You know, but I'm gonna be there and he's gonna smell it, so he's gonna know. He's going to be so used to me being there. Because he's going to smell bacon every day. You're going to get sick of bacon.
No. Too much bacon.
No, too much bacon, okay. The love is the bacon here, okay?
So who would be the first person you would tell?
Well, I wouldn't have to tell anybody because my folk would see. Okay, they would see it on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they say something is different about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they see this little low energy, okay, sort of low mood, okay, a little depressed. But I wouldn't be depressed then.
Right. Okay. So we'd invite you in the coming week to look for signs that this miracle has actually occurred throughout the week. And then come back and report on these signs, that on these things that you know this miracle has taken place. It's already taken place. Does that sound like?
It's
The
doable.
miracle does not
Yeah.
sound too hard to achieve, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already stated your goal.
Mhm.
More love and more compassion.
And moving back into the
and
house.
moving back into the house.
And more bacon.
And more
And more
bacon.
bacon.
And coffee.
Right.
Don't forget the
Okay.
coffee.
That's just,
Right.
yeah.
Good coffee.
Right. Perfect.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so
We'll
much.
see
Thank
you
you.
next week.
Mhm.
Okay,